Oh no, not another EV on Joe Talks Cars, but don't click away because in this video I'm going to tell you why the new Genesis G80 is not only one of the most stupid, ridiculous and pointless cars I've ever driven, but also one of the very best. So what exactly do we have here? Well, this is the new 2025 Genesis G80, replacing the old G80 with something even bigger. This one features a 93 kilowatt-hour battery, which is good for a range of around 350 miles, and it costs £85,000. Well, there's one thing for sure that you get with the new G80, and that's a longer wheelbase. This thing is extremely long, over 5 meters. It's longer than a full-fat Range Rover. And it feels it. It's a long walk. Which brings us to the back of the car, where I think you'll agree the design of the Genesis is pretty stunning. Understated elegance with the double lights that signify that this is a Genesis. I think they've done a really nice job of it. The chrome maybe is a little bit too much for me, but against the silver paintwork, it looks pretty good. But it brings me to the first silly thing about this car. And that is the boot space. The last G80 was woeful inside. We did a European trip and it was like a game of Tetris to try and get everything in. So what Genesis have done with the new one is they've completely ignored it and they've just changed nothing. And it's still tiny. In fact, it's actually smaller than what you get on a Golf. So on road, the G80 feels, well, completely fabulous. There's no other way to describe this car. No, it's not sporty, and although it's fast, it doesn't make you want to drive it like that. This is by far the quietest and most comfortable car I've ever driven or ever been in. It's next level quiet. It's hard to even portray that on camera, but there's just no noise. The car is filled with a series of microphones dotted around, listening and using noise cancellation to put opposite frequencies in so you can hear nothing. The car has double glazed windows, it's even got soundproofing in its tyres. That is the level that Genesis have gone to make this the most comfortable and luxurious way you can possibly travel. It's easy to get inside this car and think, looks just like a Bentley. Feels like one too. The last time I sat in a Bentley, I was amazed by the build quality, the softness of the leather, and the general feel of it. And I've never experienced a car since then, until this one. And that is a huge compliment to Genesis. While some people may look at this and think it looks a bit fancy, a bit ostentatious, I tend to agree. But it's partly why I love it so much. There's something about a car that's just irrational and pointless that makes it really interesting and really exciting. This car is over 5 meters long. It has very little room for things inside it. The boot's tiny, the bonnet's massive, but there's no frunk. It's really impractical, but it's also fabulous. You don't buy a car like this for its practicality. You don't buy it for any logical sense other than it wafts you down the road in supreme comfort, beyond anything I've ever experienced. Now this car has a series of driving modes, as with all electric cars these days. It has a sport mode, a comfort mode, an eco mode, and now it even has a chauffeur mode, which says the kind of people that are going to be driving these. I think these are sort of being driven by people driving others. It's not going to be someone's car, it's going to be something that's going to transfer you from a posh hotel to a golf club or something like that. Not that you'd be able to bring your golf clubs with you, you'd have to rent them when you got there. But this chauffeur mode is amazing. It smooths off all of your driver inputs to the point where you can't even feel that you've touched the brake. You have to press the brake a lot harder. It's got a longer travel on the brake to make it smooth. And when you accelerate, you don't feel a jolt. The passengers will just be whisked away in perfect comfort. Very, very clever indeed. And that doesn't mean to say that this doesn't drive well. With over 370 horsepower and a massive 700 Newton meters of torque, it'll do 0 to 60 in just over 5 seconds, which is seriously quick for something this calm and collected. But the electrified G80 isn't a car that likes to be hurried. It prefers to glide, to make progress effortlessly. That said, switch it into sport mode and it's more than happy to show you it can move when asked, just with a little more grace than aggression. The car also features a laser which scans the road ahead and prepares the suspension for any bumps or unwanted little crevices in the road that the car doesn't want you to feel. And you don't feel any of them. If anything, it's maybe a little bit too soft, and I feel that once you hit a bump, it kind of wobbles a bit for a while afterwards. But it's very, very comfortable. Surprisingly not on air ride, and I'm not quite sure why Genesis chose to put coil springs on it rather than air ride, but the laser system does a fabulous job of ironing out even the worst of the UK roads. And it's been busy, because around here the roads are absolutely destroyed. They're like archaeological digs, half the roads around us. In the rear of this long wheelbase electrified G80, luxury is in the headline. There's extra legroom thanks to that stretched wheelbase, soft Nappa leather everywhere you look, and powered blinds on the side and rear. Even the doors close electrically, with a whisper of class. It all feels beautifully thought out, the kind of detail that makes this car feel genuinely special. The central armrest hides USB-C ports and controls for climate and music, letting you rule the cabin from the back seat. Headroom's a little tight, and the floor's a little high, giving an odd seating angle, but the reclined seats make up for it. It's elegant, serene, and beautifully built, and if it was just a little taller, it might have been truly exceptional. There's something about the silliness of this car which really, really appeals to me. I like cars that are a bit stupid. I like cars that are a bit too low to use on a daily basis, a bit too small, or a bit too big. And this thing is pretty much all of those. It's too small inside, it's too big on the outside, it's too over the top, too flashy, the wheels are too big. Everything's a bit too much. In a world where cars have become sensible, quiet, and frankly a bit boring, this thing is different. It's beautiful, eccentric, unapologetically outrageous. It doesn't whisper, it announces itself. A celebration of excess, done properly, and that is what makes it so wonderful. It's the car equivalent of walking around in the street going like that to people.